Don't know. Don't know what's happening. I don't know. Carrie, what did you do? Carrie's pushing buttons again, people. I have no idea what is going on. There we go. Woo. Joe Harris is here, baby. You guys who set your clock by, my Sober Talk page, I want to apologize on Carrie's behalf because she messed up. Carrie messed up, and she never messes up. So I think she's going through the change. I really do. I think Carrie is going through the change. I just don't know. So let's check the cameras out. We got this camera here. Yeah, woo. There's KYSBestHemp.com. That's right, KYSBestHemp.com. Promo code Tom30. We got that page there, and then we got this camera here. Hey, guys, welcome to Sober Talk. You're here because you want to get sober, you need to get sober, or perhaps you're just sober curious. Whatever the reason may be, I am glad you're here. And so how do you know if you have a drug problem? It's real easy if it causes problems. And that's what happened to me. And, I started having heart issues, and I had a alcohol-induced cardiomyopathy, and I was breaking my wife's heart because I loved the booze more than I did her and the kids. At least it appeared that way, and at the time it was the truth. And alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. What a crazy ass disease, allergy, character flaw. I don't care what you call it, man. I just cannot drink like a normal person. I quit all the time. I quit for 3 months, 6 months. I quit a year. I even went 2 years one time. And I thought, I'm cured. I am cured. I can drink like a normal person. I went, I went 2 years. I can be normal now. And nonetheless, within a week, I was back at it. I couldn't stand up. I was drinking like my body takes the alcohol and it does something differently to me than what it does to you guys. Josh Graves says, always blaming others. LOL. We're gonna have Josh on the show tonight. We got a good show tonight. Let's get right to it, man. I'm ready to rock this thing out here. Let's see if Carrie texted me. She says, yes, I'm going live. My son wants to know. So let's go to the phones here, and we are going to call Josh Graves right out of the gate. We have a good show. A lot of calls tonight. Going on tonight, and could not be happier. I do want to take this time to unplug this and check one. Much better, much better. I don't think Josh is going to pick up. We're going to go to another caller. Josh is watching. I know he's here. So,
hello.
Hey, Josh. Tom Mabe with Sober Talk. How are you?
Good.
I haven't been up to bat for a few nights. I had to take a little time out. Went down to the beach for a few days, and I came back and. Carrie messed everything up. She does that sometimes. Good help is really hard to find. So
sometimes it is.
Carrie Schaefer, also known as Schleifer, which she misspells her and says her name wrong. How you doing, buddy? You doing all right?
Doing really well. Just going to work, hanging out at the house, and just trying to help people when I can.
Man, dude, that's very exciting. And I know, was it Monday? You have a big day coming up. Is it 5 years for you?
Saturday.
Is that what?
Saturday, 5 years. Yes, sir.
Wow. So remind the people, we had you on once before, but remind the folks at home, tell us a little bit about your story again for the people who don't recall you being on the show. I recall it being a great show. I remember just your story was a lot of great comments, and I was excited to get you back on the show. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Real quick, I was in active addiction, alcoholism and drug addiction for about 18 years. So once I finally, 2016, it's probably about the time enough, and that's the time when I finally raised my hand and asked for help. The first time I really reached done that. I never could do it before. I worked on the road too. I worked construction, so that life was I was always by myself. I was never home with my family, so I was constantly in a hotel room.
Oh yeah.
Traveling all over the country, and so I was able to do what I want when I wanted. Didn't have really nobody there to harp in my ear, but I finally burned all my bridges. I would come home and my wife wouldn't, she was anxious all week because come Friday, she didn't know what kind of person she was going to get for the weekend. Whether I was withdrawing or if I was just so far out there that I really didn't even know where I was at. So all this, like I was seeing it, and I finally, I was one of them that it says in the big book, I tried every possible means that, to get sober, and I tried all these different techniques and would always try it Josh's way, and nothing ever worked. And, I was tired of seeing all the hurt around me, the people I hurt. So I finally just raised my hand and asked for help. I was sitting there in a hotel room one night, and, I was all peeled out and drunk and sitting there, when you're sitting in a hotel room with all the lights off, staring at a blank TV screen, looking at your reflection, that TV screen, just sitting there thinking, what in the world, how did I end up here? How did I get to this point where, at this point I was thinking, how did you get this worthless? And I thought that night's when I reached out for the first time ever and really asked for help and said, I have a problem. And that's when I finally.
When you say you raised your hand and you asked for help, who did you ask? Did you ask Michael Meehan, or who did you go to a meeting, or what happened?
Well, at this point in time, I didn't have a clue about AA or treatment centers or anything. And I called, there were some people that I worked with that I was really close and I trusted.
Gotcha.
And he was like a project manager. And so I called him at like 2:30 in the morning, told him I needed help. And the next day we put everything into action. And of course, one of my biggest fears is how am I going to support the family? How am I going to keep bringing money in if I go to treatment? But I to the point where I had to take that chance because I knew I was out of every, and it was to the point where I knew I needed to do something or I was going to die. And I thought,
I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of people say, no, man, I can't take 30 days or 7 days or three months or whatever. And they don't realize that employers are very, very understanding, it seems like nowadays. And especially if you approach them, don't approach them before they fire you. Don't get drunk and on fire you. Go to them and go, hey, I got a problem. I need to get help. And they're like, man, we're here for you. So,
yes, if you go to them, you're actually protected. You got the FMLA. But you're right. If they catch you, then they're pretty much fired. But yeah, if you go to them, and that's what I've done. I went to them, and they helped. And of course, at this time, I still didn't know what the hell I was going to do. And, and my wife didn't even know what I was doing. And I came home in the middle of the week and she's looking at me like, what the hell are you doing home?
Right.
And so I threw the papers on. It's hard telling what she was thinking. But I threw the papers on the couch and she looked at me and I said, I got to go somewhere.
Oh,
and
wow.
And the thing of it is I'm very, the support that I had, because I was always the type that would say I would do something. All right, I'm going to go do this. I promise I'm going to do good, but I would never follow through with it. And this, so she actually helped me tremendously by helping me find a treatment center detox first, and then I went to treatment. But without her, I probably would have just sit there for a few more hours and said, oh, the hell with this. I'm not going to go do that.
Right, or you would have sobered up the next day, and you would have been a little sober in the morning. All right, I'm good. Whew, I'm good.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many times I did that. I'd have a handful of pills, 18-pack of beer, and that night, I'd have the best intentions. I want to get sober tomorrow. I'm going to, I'd get all high and buzzed out and thinking, oh, I'm going to do good. I'm going to get sober. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'd get to that point like, well, if I want to do it, I might as well take everything I have. And then that way, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to go get the help I need. And I'd wake up, and within the first 2 seconds of waking up, all of that was gone. And my first thought was, I got to go find drugs, or I got to go get alcohol. Because I sobered up overnight, of course, and I woke up withdrawing.
The vicious cycle. Isn't it amazing?
Oh, yeah.
You can feel like utter crap, and you're like, oh, my gosh, I can't breathe. I barely made it up the stairs. You're in bed going, I've been in bed going, oh, God, I can't. I laid down too fast. I need 9 more pillows. I need and you're like, and then you get up and you go, oh, hey, wait, I'm okay now. Might as well go ahead and have a beer. And that was me for years and years and years. Wow.
Yeah.
God.
Because I was bad on pain pills. So when I go to withdrawing off them, I was just, it just feels like your insides are just going to, I don't know. It just feels like your bones are just going to crawl out of your skin. And I would always find myself sitting in the shower in hotel rooms, of course, you had almost unlimited hot water. And I would constantly just sit in the fetal position with the hot water running over me as long as I could stand it. Just to get through that 10, 15 minutes of, for some reason, a hot shower kind of took the edge off. I withdrawing off them pain pills. I don't know why, but
yeah,
a
shower is kind of like Mother Nature's fake nap. It's like a fake nap. No, I get it. I've been there.
Yeah,
not with pain pills, but with alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, Louise. So this time you came home. Your wife helped you out. You came home on a Wednesday, I think you said. It was
Wednesday or Thursday, something like. Well, I can't remember what day it actually was. It was through the week.
But she was like, "What the hell are you doing home?" And you're like, "Dude, I'm done. I need help. I'm gonna die. I'm worried about taking 30 days." Now, when you went to treatment, how long did you go to treatment?
For 7 days, I believe.
That's
and
what
then
Jeff did.
I went,
my co-host, Jeff Graham, went 7 days. Okay.
Yeah, I went 7 days to detox, and I ended up going 90 days up to Terra Treatment Center in Franklin, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Spent 90 days there. Didn't really want to leave then. I just wanted to stay there for another 30, but they kind of said, time to go.
You were there for 90 days, and
I got in a very, a good security bubble up there, and that's where I got introduced to AA, sponsorship, intensive outpatient, so it was exactly what I was needing.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for, like I said, my wife getting me into detox, and then trying to find a treatment center, her and my brother ended up finding this place in Franklin before I got out of detox, and got, so then we was able to set that up. So I was pretty much able to go. I had to come home for 2 treatment, which
now
those 2 days I did not leave the chair. I just sit in my chair for 2 days.
So after detox days, and you stayed in the chair, and then you went. Now, was there a time where you felt like, okay, I'm not jonesing for a pain pill or a beer, I'm okay? Did you know that you had to go back? Because I would have been like, oh, okay, I haven't drank in 7 days. I'm good. I'm cured. Or during that 2 days, did you question whether or not you would go to a treatment facility?
I knew I was going to treatment. I didn't know what was going to happen, to be honest with you, in those 2 days, because I was pretty much scared to death. Because I knew I didn't want to continue being what I was, and I wanted to do better and be good. I just didn't know how. And just going to detox, and, I got some education, but I was so spacey and wishy-washy. I couldn't attain nothing.
Well, they give you meds too to help you wean you off the pills, correct? So you're probably
I didn't take anything. I
you
didn't.
Ray Charles did. Oh my gosh,
I didn't want
yeah.
anything.
Mm.
Yeah. I told myself if I'm going to do it, I'm going to get off everything. And see, I was on the Suboxone program too for almost 4 years.
Ah, jeez, that's I
So
hear.
I came off of all that: alcohol, Suboxone, pain pills, benzos, weed, and I was like, if I want to do it, I'm quitting everything.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Saturday is 5 years. Now let me ask you something. In the past 5 years, have you did you go out? Did you sneak a little something in 5 years?
No, sir.
No, sir. Good,
Nope.
good man. And
If I had, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
so, I don't know if you watch how often you watch the show. I know that you and Chris Money and Michael Meehan are all buddies and everything, and you've seen them on
Yeah.
the show. Have you ever seen James Sweezy on the show?
Yes, yes, I have. I've actually followed him for a little while, and I was going to go to their flag raising ceremony, but of course COVID shut that
Yes,
down and wasn't
yeah.
able to. But I've been kind of following him, and we had one of his buddies come to a Voices of Recovery event that we had last year, Marty Norman, and he
Mm.
came and spoke at our event last year. And so when I started following Marty, that's kind of when I came across James and kind of been following him since then.
'Cause I talked to him and I go, why aren't more people? Cause with James, obviously he owns a treatment facility, but
Yes.
he gets more people and other people. A lot of people call the show. I turned on to James, and James like, hey, he's a veteran. There's a place in Georgetown or this, and he's not about trying to get business for his place. Sure, he is. I mean, he's a business guy,
Yeah.
but he is a he said if more people would just if we could take the stigma away from treatment, and you had that stigma going in, didn't you? Like, oh, geez. I mean, tell me about that when you said, all right, I gotta go somewhere. Were you embarrassed? Or what? Are the neighbors going to see
Oh,
me gone? The
absolutely.
neighbors like, where's the Josh at? Where'd he go? I mean,
Yeah, the humiliation, the embarrassment, the feeling like a failure.
but the
It
but
was it.
but the embarrassment of doing what you like if your kid or someone would have found you in the fetal position with the shower going in a motel in Topeka, Kansas. I mean, that's embarrassing. It's just where everything's so ass backwards. I really
Yeah,
want to take the stigma away from
yeah,
treatment or getting help or AA
yes,
or addiction therapy, whatever it may be, whatever path someone chooses to take.
yes,
It's a honorable thing that you're doing, and you're bettering yourself, and you're making your life better for your family and your loved ones or whatever it may be. And we got to get away from that. We got to
well,
get away
yeah,
from that.
and but at the time I was getting sober, I wasn't seeing all that. Now that I've been sober and I've been working the program, Alcoholics Anonymous and helping others, it is a lot different. But at the time, that's how I was thinking, and I just thought I was just a worthless junkie that wasn't ever going to get anywhere because I didn't know what to do and how to do it.
But
And that's kind of our slogan with this engagement center we have. It's in the stigma
yeah,
because stigma is big. It does keep a lot of people from wanting to get help or get the help that they actually deserve.
no, it did me. It really. I was like, I went to my doctor and I said, hey, I got to do something like now. and
Yeah.
and I got an addiction therapist, got some help, I got some medicine, and it's kind of a mixture of white knuckling and treatment.
Hmm.
But I'm so glad that you did that, and I'm reading the comments. The comments are just coming in. Everybody's congratulating you on 5 years and how you've done so well. And it is such an inspiration. What would you say to anybody? Like I talked to a guy the other day, and he like an in-law or someone has his kids right now because he can't, he's too high all the time to deal with the kids. And
Yes.
I'm like, buddy, you might want to consider a detox or a treatment facility. He's like, oh no, hell no, I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, you just told me
Yeah.
you haven't seen your kids in a month and you're not working and not eating. Ah, boy. So I don't know. I don't know how that when people call. I just think people when they're ready, when they're ready to get help, they'll let us know. You know.
Yeah. I think they're always wanting it. It's just I think fear kept me from doing it for so long, and I just for the longest time I never thought there was another way, and now that I've seen in the last 5 years, I think that I can't get anybody sober, but I can sure in the hell try to drag them along and share my experience, strength, and hope, and hopefully plant that seed to where if they don't go get help or they accept the help that I can give them or try to give them, then maybe it will plant that seed down the road to where when they get to that point, they can remember me, remember my name, and get a hold of me and say, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
And
let me ask, are you a part of our private group on the Sober Talk Live Facebook page?
I think I am, yes.
Yeah, well, get on there because that's where everyone goes 24/7. People are asking for help and encouragement. Here's what gets me too, and I don't know how to react or how to respond to some of these folks. Some of these they just want to talk about getting help for months and months on end, and they don't want to help. And after a while, I'm like, all right, buddy, we've talked enough. Let me know. Let me know when you go somewhere and get some help. But I gotta give my time to someone who's ready to make a change.
Yeah.
And and I don't make any. I don't have a whole lot of time. So, but
Right.
that's and I was that guy. I would for years and years I called my buddies who were in the program and I go, hey man, I got to, and they just like changed the subject. They got tired of hearing me talk.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a tough love thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well, this isn't nothing. We got to be. I think there's times where you have to just tell the cold hard truth, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I try not to give advice or suggestions. I try not to do that. It's hard not to, but if somebody's reaching out, I just say, hey, if you want the help, start calling me. Let's go here, and here. A few 8 or 9 times out of 10, they never show up or call. Yeah. But it's kind of like James Sweezy said the other night, is when anybody reaches out for help, I want the hand of AA to always be there. And that's kind of what I stick to. If anybody reaches out, I'll do what I can. Boundaries. I gotta know when to step back, just like you was saying, and say, hey, it's time to either step up, or something, because you got to have boundaries. So.
Cash says denial. I don't even know that I'm lying sometimes. That's what Dominic Cash. That's very.
It comes natural.
Yeah, that's very true, right? Oh,
yeah, I seen a good sign when I got sober, and I went to a restaurant with a guy that I worked with, and I looked up and it says, if you always tell the truth, you don't never have to remember nothing. And I was like, holy smokes.
No, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. As bad as the truth is, sometimes I don't have to cover up for a lie down the road. Did I tell him I did that? Yeah, I get that.
Oh, I could lie, right? I mean, I could steal something right in front of you and lie to you and tell you I didn't do it. That's how I was.
I had a cup with vodka in it one time. Is that alcohol? No, that's
not
alcohol.
Yeah. And then but we get so good at it that we could almost convince the person that we're telling that to. That's that manipulation and all that. It's amazing that when I look back on the things that we pick up on to survive, on what we thought we had to do to survive through our addiction. I mean, I would steal from loved ones, and I would just do anything and everything I had to get what I needed. And if anything got in my way of getting that, it would be out of my life. I didn't have anything to do with them because they had no use. I had no use for them.
Right.
But now I have to look at sober. I stay away from it interferes with my recovery, I have to either put to the side or put out of my life.
No, I've blocked a lot of numbers. I've blocked a lot of numbers,
Yeah.
and you have to sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sunday. I don't want to watch the game. I know I don't want to. I have people. I don't want to have you guys tea all the time. I'm like, well, I'm not coming.
Sorry.
I'm not coming to your house then. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want.
Usually somebody will be like, well, how much money do you have? Like, they look at me and real funny. I'm like, well, how much stuff do you have in your house? Because if I start drinking, I'm going to rob everything in your wallet. I'm going to rob everything in your house. I'm going to steal everything I got from you. So do you still want to go drink, or do you just want me to drink my iced tea?
Right.
So
Right.
because that's what I would. I'd scope them out, and I would try to get I'd scope out what I could take to get what I needed.
Yeah. Well, brother,
So yeah,
it's so good to hear your voice, Josh, and
yeah.
congrats on 5 years this coming Saturday. And you have big plans
Well,
for
thank you.
Saturday. What are you going to do? You getting out? You're going to go?
Probably nothing. The where I usually go up to Franklin to get my token because that's where my sponsor's still at, and of course, them meetings are. He's got like 38 years of recovery, and he's an old timer, so he don't get out much right now. So I have to wait on getting my token, but I'll do something around here around the house and enjoy every minute of it because I can today. So
Nice.
I'm not held down by addiction, and it's by the grace of God and the fellowship
Out
of
of
the
your and
reason
it's
why I'm
out of
here.
your system. You're not jonesing for a pain pill. You're not jonesing for a beer. You're
No,
just living life and being happy. Well,
yes, sir.
congrats to you, buddy. I'm gonna let you go and call another one here,
Okay.
and we'll talk
All
to you
right,
soon.
all right. See you, Tom.
See you, buddy. See you, Josh.
Bye.
That was Josh Graves. That's wow. What a great story that is. I want to tell you guys a story. So, I have an individual who's she is a great professional person, and about 6 months ago she called me. She said it was like midnight. I'm like, she said, hey, what's up? I go, I'm just sitting here getting sleepy. What are you doing? She said, I'm stuck. And I go, what do you mean you're stuck? She said, I need $150. Facebook to me. Go to your Facebook tab and send me $150. And I know what it takes for this person to ask. So I didn't even question it. I just like, dude, you got it. You got it. I sent her $150. And she was in a what they call a trap house. And she'd go and get it's crack or heroin. I don't know. And they would keep her car keys and they hold her hostage until she pay her tab. So that happened, and then about 2 months later, it happened again. And I'm like, girl, I don't feel good about doing this. You got to really get some help. And the other night, I was in Hilton Head, and she called. She said, "Are you up?" I go, "Yeah." And she said, "I'm I'm in trouble." And then right when I was texting her, I get a call from a mutual friend. They go, "Hey man, I don't know what to do about her. She's needing money now, and I don't know if I need to and say no, I'm not giving you the money." I said, "Man, I'm not going to give her any." And he goes, "I'm not either." And he called back. He said, "You know what? I gave it to her. I gave her the money, and I told her this is the last time to get her out of the trap house, the crack house, the trap house, because they trap you. You can't leave until you pay your tab." And then she said, "Man, I need $150. I need $150." And I said, "Well, even after Darren just bailed you out, Darren just gave you $150." And she goes, "Okay, I need 50 more." And she was still buying drugs. She wasn't trapped. She just wanted more money for drugs. She told me the next morning. She said, "Yeah, I didn't. And this is a professional person. I'm telling you, if you saw this person at her office, you go, no way in hell this person's in a bad part of town smoking crack and calling her close friends who knows that she knows that can loan her $150." And wow, that is just. I didn't give it to her. And her husband ended up calling me. He said, "Please don't give her any money. Please don't give her any money. She's got my car." He said, "I'm working like 15 hours a day, extra trying to pay for her habit." And I'm like, "No, you're enabling. You need to call James Squeezy is what you need. He's a professional interventionists and whatever you call them, and scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. Wow. Let's see here. And now we're going to call. We got Caddy coming up. Caddy's coming up here in a few minutes. Caddy, I've been trying to get Caddy on the show for like uh, 2 months, and he's like a street therapist. But we'll save him for the big finale. We'll save him for last.
Hello.
Hi, it's Tom. How are you? Is this Bev?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Good.
So I read one of your comments, and I was fascinated about your comments because you're not a doctor. You're just someone who struggled, and you found some help in a different type of way. You found help through different vitamins and such. So is that accurate?
Yes. I did some research on my own, and I was always interested in amino acids
Okay,
and
amino acids. Okay,
and I take an amino acid complex, which has a combination of them, and so they all work together. And dopamine in the brain is your is your tool that is your mood and your stress levels and your pleasure. It controls all of that.
right.
So when your dopamine level drops, then you have a craving. And see, when you're drinking alcohol, alcohol feeds into that dopamine and gives you that pleasure and that good mood and you're happy. But when it starts dropping, you either need to give it more or then you get depressed.
Right.
The amino acid tyrosine, it feeds the dopamine naturally in your body. So amino acid complex replaces that.
So we got Bev on the phone, and Bev is saying that when she drinks alcohol, it kind of gives her that shot of dopamines, and she feels good. She's in a good mood. And when she doesn't, the dopamines go down. But she's finding a healthy alternative that works for her is amino acids. And is it so? What? Repeat the amino acid that you do take one more time because I couldn't really hear.
It's amino acid complex.
Amino
So,
acid complex. Okay.
you can buy it. I buy it on Amazon. I take two in the morning. It's 1,000 milligrams. I take two in the morning, two in the evening. So there's a lot of minerals, natural minerals that your body needs, and alcohol depletes all of these. So I
Yes.
take a chromium in the morning with the amino acid, and then in the evening I take magnesium, which is way key with helping with mood swings and sleep patterns and all of that. And all these are natural remedies. These are things that you can take that are not any kind of drug. So I just found that it helps in a natural way because I have no medication. I'll take if I have a headache or a back pain, but I take no prescription medication.
So when you're on fire, when you're using, do you use? Are you a drug addict? Are you an alcoholic, or what's your weapon? What's your
Well,
poison?
I alcohol was my poison.
Have you now?
And it is a poison.
Do you still drink or occasionally?
Oh
Or
no,
no? Okay,
no,
wow.
no, 100%. I'm coming up on 6 months
Me
alcohol
too.
free.
I'm coming up on 6 months. So this is awesome.
Yeah,
So Bev takes amino acids. Carl Martin, one of our founding members
yeah,
who's been here since day one. He's always preaching about you got to rewire the brain. You got to rewire the
right,
brain. And he
exactly.
yeah, and he loves the magnesium. He has a big passion for
Yep.
magnesium. Do you take anything like that? Vitamin
Oh, I
supplements?
take magnesium every night. I take 1,000 amino
Nice.
acids. Yep. Magnesium is very key.
So did you
And
when you quit drinking, did you get help or were you just like all in vitamins and amino acids and such?
well, so I've quit drinking many times.
Same here,
Never,
same here. Uh-huh.
and so yeah, after they say after about 5 or 6 times you finally get it. Well, that's me.
Like I thought me it was like after 30 or 40 times I finally got it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're the numbers. But
Yeah.
anyway, so the first times, many times, I didn't have support and I didn't have the education. So on my own, I tried to look into a lot of different things. I'm a big reader, and then I decided to do a course a 6-week course.
Okay.
It was a daily thing that I paid money for, and every day there was a lesson. She asked that you be alcohol free during the course for the 6 weeks, and then after that, decide. And I knew I wanted to be alcohol free. I knew that I was never going to be a moderation drinker. I was never.
Yeah.
I could never just sit and have just one.
Same here.
I knew one meant more to me. I always wanted more and more and more. I always needed that rush. I always needed that thing in my brain. And so I wanted to know what that thing was. So that's what I realized what dopamine is in your brain. And when that level is when you crave the alcohol. Alcohol feeds it. And so then I found something else that feeds it that's more natural and better for you, which is tyrosine, which is an amino acid. And if you take it with the complex, it works all the way around your whole neuro system and your neurotransmitters. It sends all the triggers that trigger your mood swings and your stress levels and your sleep patterns. It's a huge thing. You can't explain it in 10 minutes. But I took a lot of time to research all this, and it worked for me. And I don't know why it worked for me. I think I've heard from other people that when I talk about this, it works for them too. When they start really believing it. So then recently, some of the ladies that were on my course, they were talking about sugar cravings. Oh my God, they're
No,
craving sugar, sugar, sugar.
I'm back on the sugar again. I've gained like 15 pounds because cake.
So so you're craving the sugar because your dopamine level is dropping, and sugar feeds that. So you're missing out. You're missing that the
So
tyrosine.
I'm having the crunch berries at 1 a.m. too because
Yeah,
my dopamines are craving it as well. It does.
your
It gets me the
dopamine
sugar.
levels.
I feel I could go
Mhm.
right back to sleep. I feel great after I have a half box of Captain Crunch Berry. But
Yeah,
I'm unhealthy. I'm trying to do the bike, but
right.
I'm eating more than I've ever eaten now. I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
stressed because of the pandemic or whatever, but I'm not, yeah, I'm alcohol free, but I'm eating a lot. So you're saying if I
yeah,
could replace the sugar with some amino acid and maybe
yeah.
perhaps I would.
Magnesium and the amino acid and the magnesium together, along with I take a chromium in the morning because they all work together in the depletion of the dopamine.
Okay.
To, so I was for a while I was only taking one amino acid at night and one amino acid in the morning. So then I was craving all the sugar. I was eating jelly bellies like crazy all the time. They had to
Mm.
be in my purse, at work, everywhere. So then when I started talking about it, and then I got back into my books, and I started going, oh my gosh. So then it says even on the bottle, take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So then I started that again, and it got better. So
Interesting.
it really does work. I mean,
Let me
it
ask
just
you,
sends
Bev.
the
Hey, Bev. So, guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Bev, and Bev is Carl Martin's, twin because they both believe in the brain and dopamines and all that. And I'm with you too. So we're triplets actually. So she's saying taking amino acids will take away the craving. It will heighten your dopamines and will take away the cravings for your sugar and your alcohol and whatever you do. And Bev, are you a member on our private group on Sober Talk Live?
yeah.
Would you
Yeah, it's actually I'm Beth Gomez on there. Um,
is Bev or Beth?
Beth, BETH.
Beth,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was calling you Beth. But Beth
that's
Gomez,
right.
if you could really, that would be awesome. If you could us all something that we could go to our local Kroger or go on Amazon or something and purchase those. I know I will, because right now I'm taking vitamin D, I take zinc, I take a multivitamin, I'm taking my one a day, twice a day. I'm rocking it out, man. I need to take some of those amino acids because I mean, I look myself on the monitor here, and I'm my face, and
Yeah,
I'm gaining weight more than I've ever have, and I just can't because it's cold, and
yeah.
I get up, I
So
don't get up much.
the amino acid complex, you can get it. I order it through Amazon, and I took a
Okay,
picture of it, so I will
amino
post it
acid
on the.
complex, and if Carrie is
Yeah,
listening, she'll find a link and post it for us. But
yeah.
hey,
And so it's 1,000 milligrams. I take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening.
Okay.
along with the magnesium. And the magnesium is in bananas and almonds. You get
Yeah.
a natural,
Yeah, I
if
do
you
almond
don't want to
milk.
take
I
a
do
pill.
almond milk in my coffee.
Yeah,
I eat a couple bananas every other day, not every day, but I do. But I'm a trash can when it comes to food. When I say a half a box of crunch berries at night, I'm not kidding. I will sit there and but that is good. That is good. I'm so glad I reached out to you today and asked if you would want to talk
yeah,
about that, and I was so glad
yeah.
that you said yes because this is very very cool. Well, Beth Gomez, guys, check her out on our private page. She's gonna write down what she uses, and it makes sense. And Carl Martin, if he's watching, and if you guys are on Tom Mabe comedy, I'm not seeing your comments. I'm sorry if you switch over to Sober Talk Live Facebook page and comment. I will see them. I cannot see the Tom Mabe comedy while I'm on the one here. But well, Beth, thank you so much. I got a couple other people I got to get in before the hour's up
Oh,
here.
no problem.
Uh,
Anytime.
but how long have you been? You've been alcohol free for 6 months, and you've been doing the amino acids and the complex and the magnesium and such. That's good news, and what a great tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Beth. We'll talk
Well,
to you
you're
soon.
welcome. Good luck.
Thank you. All right, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was interesting. Hey, real quick, speaking of stuff that can help you, and I can't say anything about it, but I want you to Google it because I promise you, oh my gosh, the benefits to me and my family have been unreal. And if you've researched the endocannabinoid system and how cannabidiol, which is also called CBD, how it goes into your system and whatever receptor is misfiring, it calms it down, it chills it out, helps anxiety. You got two receptors in your brain. You got CB1 and CB2. CB1 controls your bad thoughts, your anxiety, your depression. CB2 controls your joints and your muscles and your skin. Anything that can hurt that kind of thing. Your major organs. The benefits of CBD is quite amazing, and these guys sponsor the show. So if you could do me a favor, if you do take CBD oil, and look, there's people, oh, that's pot. I'm not taking. No, there is 0.03% THC. It's enough just to supercharge in that hemp plant. THC free. It's called an isolate or a full. They got full spectrum, broad spectrum, which is everything but the THC, and then the isolate which is just CBD. So if you guys would please check out KYSBestHemp.com, KYSBestHemp.com, and upon checking out, if you use promo code TOM30, you will get 30% off. And there it is on the screen there, KYSBestHemp.com. There on the TV monitor below me. That's KYSBestHemp.com. I'll give them a shout out once before we leave again. And let's get to our main caller. So I've been trying to get my buddy Caddy on the phone for a long. This guy, he's like a street prophet. He's very knowledgeable. He's just a regular dude, and he's just boy. He gives it real, man. And I'm anxious for you guys to hear him. Let's give him a call, see if he picks up and says hi, and we will do it. Here we go.
Salve.
Caddy,
Who is this?
this is Caddy. No, this is Tom Mabe. You're Caddy. How you
Who
doing?
is this?
Tom Mabe from Sober Talk.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I got it in my phone. It's Tom MAY-B. So I thought, well,
no.
maybe it's Tom.
Maybe it's Tom Mabe. So Caddy.
Tom Mabe. How are you, Tom?
I'm well, and so folks listening at home, I've been trying to get Caddy on the phone to talk to me because but he's
Right,
I
right.
call you a street therapist, and I think you call
That's
yourself.
what I am. That's my definition. I'm a street therapist. I do not claim in any way, size, shape, or form to be a medical doctor.
Okay.
I'm a street therapist. I just walk up to people and start talking to
You go, hey man, you look depressed. What the hell's wrong with you? Is that what you do? Or
them. Well, I'll go up and say, hey man, you're in a wheelchair.
oh, God,
I don't really go out and say,
Caddy,
you look depressed. Right,
Hey,
but
man,
I say,
so what happened to your legs? What happened to your
Right,
dad?
right. Yes, sir.
And
Definitely. How you
now,
doing, bud?
buddy, I'm
How you
doing
doing?
well. Tell me your story. Tell the folks at home. Tell me about your recovery and how you help other people. Because I love your story, and it's always fun to talk with you. This is the first time I have had you on the air. But tell everyone at home.
Well, I'm Appalachia hillbilly from New Orleans.
Okay.
You probably don't believe that.
No.
Nobody else does, but I
Okay.
try.
Okay.
I try. It's like the Tom Mabe guy. He doesn't mean to be mean, but
No.
the actor part of him's pretty mean. You know what I mean?
I get it. Tom Maeve's a nice dude. Tom
Oh
Maeve's a good
yeah.
guy. The actor,
By
the
the way,
producer, Tom Maeve's an idiot. I hate him.
well, when I seen the the phone light up and the Tom Mabe,
Mhm.
I went outside and looked for drones and fire hydrants and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I did. With you.
Well, okay, but right now you got Tom Mabe the drunk in
There you go.
recovery,
There you go.
and I want to
I
I
understand.
want to hear how did it start? How long have you been free of drugs and alcohol?
Well, I'll tell you, Tom, I go back to the early 1980s when I enlisted in the U.S. Air Force as a military
Okay.
type guy,
Okay.
and they taught me how to fight and how to drink.
Wow.
And I was real good at both of them. Really, really super good at both of them.
Hmm.
And I came on up through the ranks and got out. And in 1993, 94, 95, 96, and 97, I relapsed about 467 times.
Yeah, I was 468, so I got you beat by one. But go ahead.
Right, but I was 467, so at
Yeah.
least you're honest. And I
Mhm.
appreciate your honesty. But, the thing was, I, I am the type of guy, by the way, the people on the show tonight
Yeah.
and the people on your platform
Hmm.
on Sober Talk, as you know, I am a member as Caddy Leonard Leroy Wampus.
Hmm.
You called me Caddy Wampus. My real name is Caddy Leonard Leroy Wampus. My dad was Cleveland Leroy Wampus, and my grandfather was Cooter
Oh,
Leroy.
good man.
So
Good man.
eh,
I like
please
that.
get that straight.
Okay.
But anyway, learned how to drink in the military.
Mhm.
Got out, had a horrendous. I am a PTSD veteran.
Okay.
I suffer from SIMS. Anybody know what that is? Anybody know what SIMS is? CENS?
No, what is that, Caddy? Tell us.
SIMS. That's childhood emotional neglect.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all of addiction and alcoholism or anything derives from SIMS or trauma while you were a kid. Like 95% of it, and I totally believe
And
that.
and one of the reasons I'm here is to discuss with everybody tonight why it's so important to understand that what you just said. I believe in any type of treatment there is out there. Anything. Jeff Graham said the other night, and Jeff's doing wonderful. He's awesome.
But nowhere near as good as I am. But go ahead, Caddy. I don't mean to interrupt.
And that's true. And that's true. And I'll admit that. But let me tell you something about Jeff. He's too hard on himself. He really is. He's way too hard on himself because you have to life when you deal with what we all deal with. That's why we're here, right? I mean, is that why we're all here? I mean, certainly it is. It's something that may be happening to you because of something that has already occurred.
That's
if
correct.
That makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. So
and,
you're a product of
with,
SIMS. You're a product of SIMS. You had a rough childhood coming up.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
When the Air Force, they taught you how to shoot. And they taught you how to
drink.
Okay.
Very well. Very well. I could drink. By the time I got out of the U.S. Air Force, I could drink 2 gallons of moonshine a day. I was 28 years old. I was good at it. I was really good at it.
Yeah, professional.
So if anybody wants to challenge me out there, please do, because
if you want to go off the wagon and challenge Caddy to a drink off. So
right.
how did you untrain yourself to be a drunk? How did you do it?
Well, I think the most important part of it is understanding your underlying causes of why has it happened to you? Woe is me. Holy crap, I'm in the gutter. I'm on the bottom. I'm in the ditch. I'm rock bottom. You know, so
rock bottom with a rock on your chest. You can't get up. You're down there at the very bottom. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to go there, because there's a lot of people that I deal with and I help and I talk to. And I guess what I'm trying to say is there's one thing that helped me more than anything, and that was helping other people. Being able, I was never.
We have to.
What's
help.
that?
We have to. That's part of recovery, is helping other people. Is that's what Bill Wilson said. He went back to. He said, here's the missing component. I gotta help other people to stay sober.
And that's the straw that rode on the back of my camel's back. I think that's how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
And rode on the camel's back.
And went down to your Converse shoes. You forgot the Converse shoes.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
Right. But anyway, that's what it took.
I love you, Caddy. You're my favorite. But go ahead.
I mean, really, it's why I'm here. I can't overemphasize that part, because I am a veteran. I help veterans a lot. I am a secret. I'm a secret is what I am.
Okay.
I don't care if you know me. I don't want you to. I want the people to know me, that I speak to one-on-one about what I did, what I was so good at. And I haven't found very few people that were better at it than me. Believe me, I was good at it. Little guy. I mean, I could be real good at it. Things you see through your life and through what's going on. So I finally told myself, I said, okay, so what would make this better? Because I've tried everything. I've tried 4,456 things. How many have you tried?
Just one more than you. 4,007 things. Yeah.
457.
57.
Yeah.
That's right. Forget the 5. Carry the 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's no big deal. It's just math. It's
basic
what
physics.
did you make? What was your grades in math, by the way?
Keep on going.
But anyway, I guess what finally drew me out was the fact that I can't do nothing else. I'm not going to be healed any other way other than looking into what caused this for me.
Okay.
For me, myself. This is my opinion, Tom, please. And everyone out there, please listen. This is only an opinion. That's all.
And that's our time, folks. I'm teasing. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Anyway, wait a minute, the light's on. Air on. Okay, I'm on the air, right? I'm on the air.
This is your opinion.
God, I hate you.
No,
I hate you. Is this the real Tom Mabe or the comedian Tom Mabe? Which one?
I don't know what we ever had you on the phone before.
Damn.
I love you. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
We're not allowed to curse.
If
I'm sorry.
you're just joining us, we've got Caddy, street therapist, who had a lot of childhood SES, a lot of childhood trauma and whatnot, and he's getting ready to tell us how he did it. Go ahead, Caddy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem, Tom. Anyway, so what I'm trying to tell people out there is it's something within you. I agree with every treatment plan there is out there. As Jeff Graham said the other night, if you can juggle snails and it keeps you from drinking, I agree with that. I'm 100% on board with that.
Again, I'm better than Jeff Graham, but go ahead.
Right. And everybody knows that. Everybody should know that. But I found a way, my way, that works. And it's called the moments of weakness. When you're in that moment You have to realize that it's a moment. That's all it is. It really is. Addiction is the moment. It's where you used to be. It's your past. It's not your future. It's your past.
Yeah.
It's something that you're living in that you just really don't know the answer to it. You don't know how to fix it. You certainly want to fix it, but you don't know how. So it's kind of like looking into a crystal ball. It really is. Because I finally, with myself, finally realized that this has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with me. And when I looked in the mirror, and I tell people that I talk to, when you look in the mirror, I mean, do you really look in the mirror? Do you gaze at yourself? Do you fluff your hair and you look at yourself and you walk out, or do you really honestly look in the mirror? And when you do, and you take the time to look at yourself, you realize that the only person that is going to fix yourself is the person that you're looking at in the mirror.
Yeah.
Let's
go back to what you said. Or you said that when it comes on you, it's a moment, and
right.
And
I'm having them now.
I'm
having them right now. Yes, sir. My mother's 80 years old. She's suffering. She was diagnosed. She was diagnosed in early March of last year with dementia.
Yeah, that's tough. I went through the same thing.
She's in assisted living, and her health is deteriorating bad. I'm vulnerable. I'm very vulnerable.
I get it. Yeah, but it's funny because when you're in that moment and you're
your downside.
You can drink within that moment. Most people are like, all right, I gotta fix this right now. But if they would just pause for a second and just let 5 or 10 minutes go by, sometimes it passes. That moment passes.
Well, the cool thing about the moments, and what I've found is, when I help people and I counsel people and I talk to people as a street therapist, I try to explain to them that in the moment is just what it is. It's in the moment, and that's when you're the weakest. You're the weakest when you ride by the liquor store and you see all the neon signs that say, "But." It says Mike's Hard Cider. It says the best vodka you can ever drink. It says this, and that's the moment.
Right.
Being able to say, I guess, where you drive by and it doesn't happen anymore is the greatest feeling you'll ever have in your life. It's the greatest feeling you'll ever have in your life. You don't know it, but it is, because it's about who you really are. You have lived in my journey. That's what I call it. I learned that when I was younger, I had a lot of problems, broken family, etc., everything. And then when I started looking at what I was dealing with, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this program, I'll do everything, until I made up my own program of saying, okay, let's find out what's wrong with the help of therapists and groups. Believe that. You cannot do it without therapists and groups. These people are trained. Right. Oh, much better. I mean, like you just said, everyone's in the moment. Everyone is. When you're in that moment, dial a friend's number who has been in that moment.
Yeah, pick up the phone. Don't pick up a bottle. Let me ask you this. So look, because you and I have spoken for months and months and days upon days on phone calls after phone call. You're Jeff Graham, if you're listening, Carrie, if you're listening, we have a new alternate co-host on the show. His name is Caddy, and we're gonna have Caddy. We're gonna have Caddy back on, because there's no way I know you, and we're not going to get to your method tonight. So,
Right.
would you mind going live with Jeff tomorrow night?
Not at all. Not
Because
at
that
all.
dude, I love you. I love you. I love your street therapy. It's
Yeah.
you're. I'm not gonna lie, you're a little quirky. Well, I like that. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've got a silencer. I just shot down a drone out behind my garage.
Yeah, I know you did, Patty. I know you did. But
Yeah.
I know your
what-
side.
you know anything about that, or you want to
I'm here,
admit it?
dude.
Or?
No, I'm here, dude. My drone will not go that far. So guys,
Sure.
so listen. This is the first part of Caddies. This is we're going to call Caddies episodic one. It was a moment, and we've dealt
Right.
real quick. Give me a couple lines to wrap up the takeaways from your first call on the Sober Talk. And Jeff Graham will pick it up tomorrow if he has time, and he will pick up the part 2. But what's the takeaway from this first segment? What's the first segment? Is it moment?
I guess my first takeaway would be to let everyone know out there that's listening, it's possible. It's always possible. You have to believe in yourself. You have to look in the mirror. You have to look in the mirror. Don't gaze at the mirror. Stop and look in the mirror and determine, where do you want to be? Where you were or where you're going?
Yeah. Where we were is not.
basically-
Yeah, that's where we were. That's not where we're going, dude. So
Right. And don't put the saddle on the horse backwards. Here's the thing. If you do, the horse is going forward. You're at the ass of the horse and everything behind it.
that's right.
That
So
is
that's
it's the
you know.
biggest mistake people make.
Throw away your insurance card. Throw away anything you know about treatment facilities, and just do not look the horse in the ass backwards. That's the whole.
Don't put the saddle on backwards.
Okay,
And
so-
my grandfather did that to me when I was 12 years old. He put a saddle on a pony backwards.
And that's the trauma that we're. That's the CES. Is it the?
Pretty much.
Okay. Brother, I love you. We're going to call you back. A little bit of caddy goes a long ways. I don't want to give them all a
That's right.
caddy. I don't want to give them all a caddy. A little bit at a time. So all right.
That's it.
Between me and myself, we want you. Between me and myself, between Jeff and myself, one of
Right.
us is going to have you on this week. And we're gonna try to rein you in because I know how you.
And let me throw some bells out there to that Sweezy guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, this guy. Okay, this Sweezy guy.
He's no.
8 years.
Yeah. But
8
look at my hair.
years?
Look at my hair and look at his hair. That's all I'm saying.
But still, he's a good-looking dude.
Not
I
like
mean,
me.
come on,
Not
Tom.
not
Seriously.
Like me. Not like me.
Seriously. Well, maybe. Okay. But anyway, and the only reason, by the way, are you going to send that PayPal, or how are you going to send the money?
I probably do
PayPal or
Vimeo if you're okay with it. All right. I'm hanging up, brother. I love you. I love you. I'll call you on the way
Okay,
home. Bye. Not to say right now the opinions stressed by Caddy does not necessarily reflect the opinions from me and Jeff Graham of Sober Talk. He is a street therapist, got a lot of street wisdom. He's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, Caddy is one crazy dude. We love him, and I'm glad he finally agreed to be on. And let's read some comments before I go, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thanks for Jeff for picking up a couple of days extra when I had to go out of town. Joe Harris, hey. Mark Kellogg, hey. Joe Southwick, hello. Josh Mabe says no music. Are you guys hearing this music? Josh, you got to hear that music, right? Jason McMahon, hey. There, I got it now. Okay. Let's see. DA Dennis Cruz, hey, brothers and sisters from DA. Josh Gray, always blaming others. That's me. Hello, everybody. Matt Richardson, Michael Meehan. Meehan's probably driving down Monday or Wednesday of next week. He's going to be on the show. Cat Landrove, your hair looks good, Tom. No, I look like crap. Trust me, I understand. I know my limits. I know where I'm at. I'm not fooling anybody. I'm not fooling. I don't care anymore. I do care. But Ted Watson, hi y'all. Uh, oh man, this is my first time tuning in. Eric Taylor. Tom sent me a message and thought it was a bot. I thought it was a bot or a scammer, so never went through with calling off the air. He replied, Eric Taylor, we gotta have you on. We were supposed to have you on tonight. I forget. Please reach out to me again. Tonight kind of got out from underneath me. Jason McMahon, good job. I have 11 days alcohol free today. Yeah, Jason, congrats to you. Patrick, Jason, keep pushing on. Pat Downey, missed my meeting tonight. Thanks for being here. Well, you're welcome, Pat Downey. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, if you have someone in the who's recovering or struggling, please give them our link. We're trying to build it up. We're trying to build it up. And my employer was happy for me to take off, gave me as much time as I needed. That was Dusty Arrington. Uh, Chris Money, Josh is the real deal. We've been down some of the wrong roads together. I called him and me him to take me to my first meeting. Without those guys, I wouldn't be here. That's our good friend Chris Money. He's going to be coming in soon as well. Cat Landro, Kenny Rice. Welcome, Tom. Welcome back, Tom. Thanks, Kenny Rice. Let's see here. All right. So, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Uh, let's see here. Pat Downing says, I have not met one person who looks down on me for not drinking. Everyone has been supportive. Dominic Hash, Denial, Dominic. Dominic, if you'd like to be on the show, send me an email, sobertalklive@gmail.com. That is sobertalklive@gmail.com. And, God, I love when she said, Denial, don't even know I'm lying. Colby Carroll, what's the link to the private group? And then someone gave the link here in the thing here. And, guys, I love you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining us. Sorry I've been gone for a while. I just had to have some me time, and it is what I had to go down to Hilton Head and eat some crunch berries down there. I didn't feel like I was eating enough here. I had to go down there and on the beach and have some crunch berries. So, all right, love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, coming back up on Monday this week, we're going to have Josh back on the show. He is going to be celebrating his 5 years. We're going to have him back on just to give us a shout out and say hi. And do me a favor, if you do buy CBD, please check out KYSBestHemp.com. That's KYSBestHemp.com. Use promo code TOM30 for 30% off. Love you guys. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.